me, Miss Marble. Okay, so bear with me, year 10. I am trying out this video for the thing for the first time. If you've watched my videos from week 1 on the 6 articles of faith for Sunni, and then last week, which was the 5 roots of Shia, you will know that I literally just kind of videoed the screen and it was awful. But now, like, I'm doing some cool stuff, hopefully. So yeah, bear with. So I need to press present now, and then my screen. I'm just getting the PowerPoint up for you. Okay. Haha. So hopefully you are going to be able to see my screen. So this is slide 1, and it's just basically giving you an overview of what we've done so far. So, as I said, 6 beliefs, 5 roots. Today we're going to do Nature of Allah. Next week will be on Risala, and I think Miss Blatch will be making a video for you. And then you will have an exam paper. That will be your A, B, C, D. I want you to type it on the Google Docs and then attach it, so then we can mark it for you. Yeah. Thank you so much to all of you who have uploaded your work and we can see it. For those of you who have not done that yet, please can you make sure you're doing it, because we ain't got a clue what you're doing unless you show us. So, you know, if you're doing handwritten, that's fine. Just take a photo, upload it when you click hand in. And if you're doing it on Google Docs, brilliant. Just attach the file. Simple. So, nature of Allah. Today we're going to be discussing what is God supposed to be like for Muslims. So when we think of God, really want to try and get away from this kind of, you know, it's a big man with a beard, because that's completely wrong. God is not a human being. Some people believe he's an energy. Some people believe that he's this kind of spirit. For me, it's clearer for me to think of him as an energy. And when I say him, I know it's quite sexist, but that is the way that traditionally God has been seen, to be a father. So let's move on. You need to be able to identify the different characteristics and natures of Allah, so the different ways that he presents himself. To explain how these natures are shown in the Quran, because remember, quotes from a source of wisdom and authority, aka a book, the Quran, really important to know. And then you're going to assess which nature, which one of his characteristics you think is the most important. So I have got a quick video clip on this next slide here. You don't need to watch it. If you do want to watch it, brilliant. If not, no, not to worry, but it's a rap or spoken word poetry of a Muslim man speaking about what God means to him, what Allah means to him. But for Muslims, as you can see, it's really, really simple. There is only one and only God. That is it. So if we cast our minds back to Christianity, it's really different, because Christians believe that God is one but has 3 sides, yeah? The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. But Muslims completely disagree with that. They think that's really quite a blasphemous way of thinking about God, because there's no way God can present himself in 3 ways. No, God is one and only. So they believe he's the one true God. All worship and praise is directed towards him. He should be treated with respect. He's the supreme being, and ultimately he's the creator. He designed the world. He's designed everything in it. And when you die, your soul will go to him, and he will judge your actions to see whether or not you're a good person in this lifetime. So Muslims believe that Allah has 99 beautiful names. This is just kind of like a fun fact for you. They will actually have 33 beads, like a rosary bead chain, and they will pass this chain through their fingers 3 times. So 3 times 3, 33 is 99, and so that reminds them of all the beautiful things that Allah is. And you need to think, why do they do that? And that is because they want to be like Allah. They want to be beautiful. They want to be, and I've put in red here, the creator, the tremendous, the all-knowing, the all-seeing, the judge, the powerful. So how do they actually know all of this? Because, you know, it's quite an abstract belief if you are an atheist and you don't believe in it. And of course, it all comes down to the Quran, their holy book. And just some quick recaps around the Quran. It was written by the Prophet Muhammad. He was visited by the angel Gabriel. This was the same angel that visited Mary and told her that she was going to have a son. Because remember, Islam and Christianity, they all come from Judaism, so they all believe in the same stuff. And the angel Gabriel revealed to Muhammad the word of Allah, and then Muhammad wrote it down. So they believe it contains Allah's actual words to humanity. It was revealed to Muhammad in such a way it cannot be distorted. And it is Allah's final word. So there will be another book from Allah, and you should always consult the Quran. So don't listen to, new spiritual leaders. Yeah, okay, they might be able to guide you and reflect on what the Quran means in today's society. But ultimately, no, go back to the Quran and, see what it speaks to you. It tells humans all they need to know about Allah, their religion, how to live their life. Okay, so that is kind of like a foundationary knowledge that you need to know now to uncover the different natures of Allah. So you have a question sheet here. 10. Can you please answer all of the questions on that question sheet? And it's based on this subject knowledge. This is what you're going to be tested on in your GCSE examination. So Tawhid is number one. It means the oneness of Allah. This is the absolute basis of Islam. As the first pillar of Islam is the Shahada. Now, if you remember, guys, from year 8, we looked at the 5 pillars of Islam, and Shahada is the declaration of faith, and it means that there is one God, his name is Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger. And that is like their motto. So Allah's oneness means he has no partners, no helpers, and no equals. Belief in Allah's oneness means that Allah must be the creator of everything, since he's the only God. And it also means he must be all-powerful and in control of everything as well. Now, Tawhid is used to describe the oneness of Allah, which is the fundamental belief of Islam. It means believing in Allah, believing that he is the only one God, and it helps him to think of Allah as well as the center point of life. So Tawhid could be argued to be the most important nature of Allah, because it's the oneness, and then all of his other beautiful characteristics that he has kind of comes from this oneness. So that could, sorry, my ring doorbell, put my phone on silent. Shush. Cool, next one. Transcendence and immanence. Now, transcendence and immanence kind of go together here. So transcendence refers to Allah's nature being, and his power being so beyond our understanding and our human experience that we will find it always difficult to understand what Allah truly needs or wants from us as his creation. So this can be seen in some of his 99 names, the highest, the magnificent, the greatest, and it's all beyond human description. But he is also immanent. Now, immanent means close. So he's transcendent, he's above, he's also immanent, he's close. So although Islam believes Allah is transcendent, he is also immanent, so he's closer to humans and can be contacted by humans through prayer. Now, the belief that Allah is closer to us than our heartbeat and is involved in the world. And again, if you don't believe in God, that's a really difficult concept to kind of get your head around as to how they believe in it, why they believe in it. But it is essentially, he is above our understanding. He's always with us if we need him. Now you've got 2 quotes here. We are nearer to man than his jugular vein, which means you're really close. And wherever you turn, there is the presence of God. Okay, next one, omnipotence. So if you remember, guys, omnipotence is powerful. So 2 of the 99 names of Allah are the absolute and the all-powerful. So Muslims believe that Allah has complete power over everything. He has created the universe and so has full power over it. Allah's omnipotence also implies his omniscience, as another of his names is the all-knowing. Now you've got quotes here. The final surah in the Quran says that Allah is the master of the day of judgment. So he knows everything that we have done, and he has then the authority and power to judge us and then send to heaven or to hell. Now, this omnipotence one, guys, you can question it. If God is so powerful, if Allah is so powerful, then why hasn't he had the power to stop Corona? Why hasn't he had the power to end murder, radicalization of, young Muslim people into ISIS? Why hasn't he had the power to stop any of these horrible things that happen to his creation? So when we're learning about these qualities, always kind of think to yourself, how can you critically analyse this? And that will really, really help you for your D question in the exam paper. So remember, we're not just saying, this is what you need to believe. No, not at all. We are looking at beliefs, we're looking at worldviews, and we're making a judgment on them, and that is religious studies. Okay, the next one is beneficence. So it shows Allah's beneficence as he's good, he's kind, he's loving to all of his creations. Islam teaches when Allah made humans, he did not leave them alone to get on, but instead he sent prophets like Muhammad, like Jesus, like Adam, like Moses, with his word to show humans how to live in the best way possible so that they can go to paradise. So the whole idea, Allah is loving, he has sent prophets down to help and guide us, and that shows his love. It can also be found in paradise, Allah's love. Allah has created a place of eternal bliss for those who have done good and have been loving to their fellow human beings. So again, that's a loving trait of Allah. So paradise in Islam is called Al-Jannah and is described as everlasting bliss with flowing streams and comfortable chairs. That quote you can use absolutely everywhere, year 10, so please make sure you do. Okay, last one. Is it the last one? Oh no, we've got two more. Okay, you've got merciful. So Allah is believed not to just kind of be a powerful judge, he's going to send you to hell if you're naughty, but no, he's actually forgiving as well. So every surah begins with the in the name of Allah, most gracious and most merciful. So if people are not perfect in their attempts to live the Muslim life, then Allah will show mercy and he will forgive them. Allah is shown to be forgiving of sins in certain times, such as the holiest month, which is Ramadan. We're in Ramadan at the moment, guys, so lots of Muslims are not eating, they are fasting in this month. That's the month of Ramadan, where Muslims will fast to purify and focus their spirits. Another way that you can see his mercifulness is through their Friday prayer. So Muslims will go to the mosque every Friday, and it's called the Jummah prayer, and they believe on a Friday Allah will hear you more, and therefore your sins can be forgiven. So you might be thinking to yourself on the Friday, oh golly gosh, what have I done that's naughty? Okay, I don't know, was a bit rude to my mum, or I don't know, I said that I would do something and I didn't, or I was a bit snappy with my best friend. On that Friday, you would go and have some self-reflection, do some meditation, and kind of get that off your chest to Allah through prayer. And Allah will then hear how sorry you are and forgive you. Now, of course, if you're not really that sorry, then you're not really asking Allah to be merciful, are you? So you really have to mean it truly in your heart. A bit like therapy, really. You've then got Adala, which means justice, the all just. Now, if you remember, guys, Adala, Al-Adl, is one of the 5 roots of Shia Islam. So you've got a bit of overspill there, as well as Tawhid. So justice means fairness and the maintenance of what is right. So the world was created by Allah in a fair way. The earth provides food and liquid in order for us to survive. And Allah designed everything to work well together and provide a fair life for everyone. Muslims believe Allah's justice can be seen through Sharia law as well. That's your second point. So Sharia law is the holy law of Islam. The next topic, guys, you're going to be doing is crime and punishment. You're going to be learning about Sharia law. And Muslims believe if everyone obeyed Sharia law, then societies would be fair to everyone. Muslim court system is actually the first really of its kind of having a fair trial and an unbiased jury to listen to evidence. And that's really kind of been adopted all over the world. We certainly have adopted their way of working. Allah's justice is also shown, so the third way that it's kind of shown, in the way that he deals with humans on Judgment Day. He'll be fair and he'll give justice to those who have lived a good life. Okay, so you have now gone through all of the natures of Allah. You need to know what they mean, the key terms, the quotes, and why it's important. Now, for each slide, I've given you 3 key ways that you can see its importance. And in your notes, write down as many as you can on the question answer sheet. So we've then got feedback. Why are these characteristics so important to Muslims? So Tawhid and transcendence is really important because Muslims get to fully understand Allah, but it also helps to understand something of his nature. His omnipotence, it allows Muslims to have a close relationship through their worship. They understand how powerful he is, or make them want to worship him. Merciful, and his love, it helps Muslims to strive to reflect the divine characteristics in their own life, that they will try to be forgiving, they will try to be loving as well. And Adala, about being fair, and it's reassuring for Muslims to know that even if they try really, really hard in their lifetime, and I don't know, life kind of sucks for them, when they die, they've got a chance of them being rewarded and for kind of their struggles to be put to rest. And again, that's really reassuring for Muslims who believe in this. So these are the key things you need to do. You need to identify the natures of Allah. You need to explain how they are shown in the Quran, so you've had quotes, and to assess why they're so important for Sunni and Shia. What have you learned? Now, if you want to, this is a stretch and challenge. So those of you going for those 9s and 8s, which most of you should be year 10, Tawhid is the most important characteristic of Allah. Now, with this, you need to refer to Muslim teachings and then have a justified conclusion. And I've included the mark scheme next to this question for you. Now, if you do not want to do this exam question, stop this video, crack on now with the question sheet. If you do want to do this exam practice question, brilliant, listen on. So what you need to do, you need to write an introduction. That intro, just kind of repeat the language of the question, open up the debate. You're then going to give your first argument. Now, this could be an argument to agree that Tawhid is the most important, or it could be an argument to disagree. Up to you, it's your debate. And they're going to give evidence and give quotes. So I'd explain what Tawhid is, I'd give a quote, and then I'd maybe explain why it's so important. Now, that is your judgment and your subject knowledge, your AO1. In that paragraph, you now need to tell me why this is a strong argument. So what went well with this argument? Really think about the impact that this might have on Muslims. And then you give a weakness. But on the other hand, and you can then start to question it and critically deconstruct it. You then, after you've done that, so you've kind of given your argument or what went well, even better if, you then do your second paragraph. And then that's when you can kind of counter argue. Well, is Tawhid the most important? Maybe not. Maybe omnipotence is. Maybe merciful is. And then again, you kind of include the subject knowledge, you include explanations and quotes, and then you must give a strength of what went well, and then even better if a weakness of it or something that could be done better. And then you give a conclusion. Now, the conclusion must then look at the 2 arguments and decide which one is the strongest, which is the most convincing, and then you explain why in your conclusion. If you do that, then you do that in 15 minutes, and bosh, done, sorted. If you need more help, you have got this GCSE pod is wicked, guys. If you haven't got a account, make sure you do. It's really, really good. BBC Bite Size, yeah, it's all right, but it's not as in-depth as GCSE Pod, so I recommend GCSE Pod. Wicked. Okay, that is that done. Now, fingers crossed, this video has worked, and I haven't just chatted to a screen for no reason. Let's stop sharing. Aha. It's my face again. Cool. If you need anything, you let us know straight away. And remember, please click hand in and attach your work to it. Okay. Thank you so much for listening. Keep safe, stay at home, be lovely, and hopefully we'll see you soon.